Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name is Nancy. This is Shamanic Heartspace. Very happy to have you here. Thank you for all of my lovely patrons that make this free content possible. Just to let you know before we jump in, I will be having a full moon ceremony online from here in the Amazon on the 5th of April. If you want to come and check that out, check out Patreon and all the information, you know where to find it. Okay, so let's jump in. We've got this full moon in Libra coming in, the 5th to the 6th of April 2023. It is bringing a lot of strong energy. Speaking of which, how have you been doing with the recent intensity? Has it been intense for you? How's it been going? I've certainly been experiencing massive changes and upgrades and shifts and having to let go of lots of stuff that I never really wanted to let go of. It's just the nature of this journey. So I wonder how it's going for you. So if you don't know me already, I channel this information for the new moon and the full moon every month, and various other offerings as essentially a shamanic practitioner and a channeler. So I'm just tuning into the energy now. So please, as you listen, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But most importantly, see what comes through for your own intuition, because this is a general collective channel, just the energy that's available. So everyone's journey is going to be slightly different because we're all on a different path. So see what comes through for you, and you can work with that. Okay, so if you don't know already, if you're new, I yawn as part of my channeling process, so sorry if I make you yawn too. I'm feeling more connected now. All right, so this full moon is going to bring a lot more new perspectives, fresh perspectives, and emotional balance. So a purge might take place first. This could be detoxing the system, crying things out, having to let things go in the physical, the emotional, or the kind of spiritual realms. Essentially making space for new perspectives to come through, new solutions. This is an energy that is seeking harmony, seeking balance. And so maybe new solutions to old problems will come about. So if you go through a bit of a bumpy patch beforehand, don't worry, it's just energy moving in order to make space so that new things can come into your life. Okay, so every full moon essentially shines a light into our shadow, and sometimes things we can't see. In this instance, the light wants to shine on areas that need harmonizing within your life, within yourself, within your energy field. Having harmony and balance going forward on this new timeline we find ourselves in is essential to what's happening on the journey of our timeline, as everything's changing and shifting and transforming. So harmony and balance, and it starts within. So please make sure you're giving to yourself. Then when your cup is full, whatever overflows can go to the rest of the world. So it's really important to focus on yourself. So this looks like you asking yourself, taking a deep dive into yourself, into your own heart, and finding the answers to who are you and how do you want to show up in the world? Are you showing up as you want to right now in the world? There's certainly a vibe of I want to call it itchy feet. Obviously, that's a metaphor, but wanting to move. Energy definitely wants to move right now in the collective and within many individuals across the planet. So that is going to be individual to you on your journey. This could mean changing jobs, changing relationships, actually packing your bags and going somewhere else, starting a completely new life. So this is stemming from being able to hear your soul on a clearer, through a clearer channel, personal channel for who you are in your soul essence, in your God essence, and how you want to show up in the world. So any fears, any blockages, any ideas around lack or attachment could really fall away now as things start to really speed up. There's a lot headed our way. And so anything that is going to hold us back, this is our opportunity to use the energy to let that go. There are various rituals and methods and techniques for doing this. Sort of try to do in the moon ceremonies, and on Patreon, giving people ideas about how to ritualize for themselves. So, what does it really mean to be you? As your true essence comes more to the surface, the true you, the true self, way beyond the personality, way beyond the body, way beyond the ego and the mind, has always been there, always been whole, doesn't require healing, just requires reconnection. Coming more to the surface so that you can walk and stand and be in your truth in this new way of being. So this is a good time. Every time, it's always a good time, but this is especially a good time to really consider what you value, as well as seeing what you want to change in order to live your life without those limitations of the 3D experience. So a lot of conditioning, a lot of patterns, even getting the word karma here, to be looked at, chipped away at, to get to the heart of who you are. So we'll talk about limits. This is going to mean something different to everybody. Wherever you feel there is limit, lack, things you need to work through. So there's potential for those things to come to the surface to clear the pathway for you. So that could be triggering, it could be difficult. So please make sure you're looking after yourself. Okay, so in preparation for this moon, this Libra moon, and the energies that are going to be supporting us through it, it could be a good time to discern and consider over and around what you won't compromise going forward. There's no point being in a waiting energy anymore, waiting for somebody else, living on potential, living for the next paycheck. Let's just give it 2 years or whatever. No, there's only now. Too many things can change between now and whatever signpost you've put further down the road. So now is the time to really consider about what you won't compromise going forward, and then see what starts to fall into place. Because once you get into that alignment, what you seek is seeking you, the path will open for you. So this is really in terms of how you want to live your life and bring in more of what you love. So you may have noticed already triggers and issues popping up in your life in areas that may be bringing around frustration and anger and that kind of, it's just energy that wants to move. It's just, your soul is saying, come on, when are we going to do the thing that I've just been waiting for and asking for your whole life? So bring in more of what you love. Do more of what you love. Head in that direction. Sorry for the yawning. It's because When the channel comes through, I allow them to use my voice, to use my mouth, and so that's why the energy is concentrating there. Okay, so yeah, core values, core values possibly coming to the surface, and yeah, trying to get really clear and specific about that stuff. What is important to you? Okay, setting things in motion so that they can start to take shape. If you want to make more time for yourself, what does that actually look like? And start incorporating, yeah, those small steps. It all starts with one small step, you know? Uh, okay. Okay, so I'm getting visual of a cloud. There's been a cloud of introspection over us collectively, over the planet. And that might have been uncomfortable for a lot of people. But it is a good thing and a necessary thing. And after this period of introspection, there's an opportunity to expand the vision. So by the time this moon comes round, you've probably got a clearer idea of, yeah, who you are, your core essence. Once again, it's all coming back to that right now. This is the most important thing for every individual, is uh, getting connected with the soul, with the heart space, with the true calling. That's what everything is geared towards around this full moon. That's where the light wants to shine. That's where the energy wants to be supportive. But naturally, if there are things in the way of that, they're going to need to go, and we can be attached to certain things, even if we don't know. So as well as what you want and you feel like you need, this is an energy of expansion. So I'm getting a visual of everybody with their arms wide open and looking up and out, like an expanded vision, not just seeing and perceiving with the five senses anymore. A real expansion of gifts happening. Seeing that, experiencing that bigger picture, that connection between, well, for ourselves and everybody else and every other creature, being on the planet, and beyond. Actually, it's a very big vision. Okay, so make sure to use the voice. That's why I'm getting issues around my throat right now. Make sure to use the voice to express yourself and your needs, to be heard, and also do try to be a good listener. And that doesn't just mean with the ears. We listen with so much more than just the ears. Okay, so it's a reminder coming through that you don't need external validation anymore. You're not a victim anymore. There's no need to suffer anymore. Now you're vibrating at a higher frequency and from a more grounded and stable place. Okay, so once you are in that grounded, centered space, you're more able then to think and provide for and be there for others from a grounded, secure place of love, service, and support. This is really coming together. I don't know what's happening outside of the Amazon right now. I don't know what's happening in the world, to be honest. But it feels like a lot of change is underway, and it could be already starting to look quite rebellious. Been having earthquakes in Peru. I don't know if that's happening in the rest of the world. Yeah, please make sure that you are safe and that you're taking care of yourself. This is the priority, and all these things that are happening in the external are also reflected within us. Just don't give way to fear. Don't believe everything that you read, hear, are told. Okay. So there's still maybe some work to do on a personal level. I mean, okay, there's always work to do, right? Even though it's not really work, it's the whole reason we are here on planet Earth. But largely, I'm getting the sense that most people have felt shifts within themselves, and seeing things changing in their lives or in the external. No surprise, because as above, so below, as within, so without. So maybe there's more focus on particular areas of your life with regard to certain changes. So the obvious ones, to categorize: work, love, family, relationships, travel. You can probably look at the 12 zodiac houses to see, well, if you've got your chart, your birth chart, you can, see if there's any correlations there. But in terms of the categories, you're probably already feeling something in one or more of those categories. Okay, so even with all of this going on, feels like a lot of chaos outside of us as individual human beings. Even though everything is connected, we're still individual and sovereign in a way. So, with all of that going on in the external, the reminder is to lean into objectivity. So, stepping away from attachment. So, real surrender and anchoring yourself from the inside, anchoring yourself to the 3D, no matter what is going on, to weather the storm, essentially, to be a beacon of light and energy, a positive force in amongst all of this. So if you've been obsessing or attaching a lot, now is the time to clear that energy, that air, to cut away those chains, those connections, and release them. You may need to get things off of your chest. You may need to do a cord cutting. You may need to have visualizations, but it's okay to unburden yourself or to disconnect, to reconnect with other people, to clean up the reciprocity of energy between you, to share what is on your mind, what is, I'm getting the image of something heavy on the heart, and being able to say, this is how I feel about this. Looping back to the beginning of this episode, maybe there's a new way to look at a situation, to have a reconciliation, a union. And, if you're not great at receiving or leaning on other people, this is a time to lean into that. Because if we don't trust, we're really getting in the way of love. Okay? So we need to learn to trust, we need to learn to receive. In order to have more of a community here on the planet where we live together. And also, be supportive of others where you can, but not to your detriment and not out of spiritually bypassing yourself. So that means making yourself busy so you don't do your own work. Okay? So the question is, how is your alchemy going? How is it going with peeling back the layers? Have you revealed your core wounds? And what gifts have come to the surface for you? So this may or may not be immediately obvious to you, but these are some areas that you can focus on if you feel like you need to be working something out right now. It can sometimes feel like, I know I need to be doing something right now to help to move myself forward, but I don't really know what that is. So you can ask yourself, Am I alchemizing? Am I transforming, transmuting energy? Am I focusing on myself? What is painful for me? Where do I get triggered? And how am I expanding? Are you being more telepathic? Are you communicating better with plants and animals? Are you great at being a peacekeeper? Do you have a gift for growing plants, for cooking? Uh, yeah, everybody has a part to play, and everybody has special and unique gifts. That's how this all works. So yeah, this is all connected to the sense of self, self-understanding. So with that, and the run up to that, many are experiencing a dark night of the soul, which, as I've said before, is not just one night. And in the past, probably would have had one if you're lucky in a lifetime, but now we can have many. And I've actually lost count of how many I've had. But these are necessary. These dark nights of the soul, also known as ego deaths, but that's also a bit of a misnomer because we don't want to kill the ego. We want to make friends with the ego. But this is just energy that needs to be transmuted and transformed. So you need to surrender into it. Don't fight your feelings. Don't fight what's coming to the surface. So giving yourself time and space to sit with what is coming up for you and working out how to address it and give yourself what you need. So, okay, so the message I'm getting, it is time. It is time to meet yourself. It is time to allow the abundance. It is time to allow yourself to be supported and to receive. And they're saying it again, so it's time to meet yourself. It's time to allow the abundance in. It's time to allow yourself to be supported and to receive. It's probably going to make quite a few people feel emotional or scared. Maybe you do feel alone, but separation is a myth. It really is. Seek out the things that we have in common with other people and love yourself and accept yourself, even for the things that you deem to be dislikable or not lovable about you. You're absolutely perfect as you are. Okay, so there's a question. Are you feeling safe in yourself and in your life? Okay, so with that, does anyone need to go away from your life because they don't really support you? They don't support your success. They don't support your dreams. Any of these lower vibrational energies, thoughts, people, situations, you just don't need that holding you back, dragging you down. So it doesn't have to be a big dramatic thing. And I'm not saying ghost anyone or anything like that, but just distancing yourself from that and really nurturing yourself. So being around people, plants, animals that make you feel good, eating good food, connecting with the elements, listening to music and podcasts that make you feel good and make you feel empowered and help to rewire your brain into that more positive expression of attracting exactly what you need and want into your life instead of wasting energy on fear and lack and negativity. Okay, so this time could be very activating in any direction so that they're saying you can ride higher. It's interesting. Interesting. But so you can ride higher. I guess because we are kind of like riding our lives, getting a lot of water imagery actually. Yeah, life's a ride. So this is very strong energy. If you need to, go into hermit mode. So just taking yourself away from anything that is, I don't know why I'm going to use the word mainstream in your life, but you can take yourself away so that you don't have to, consider anybody else right now if you don't want to, if you haven't got the capacity for it. so that you can look and feel into what is going on inside of you. So, yeah, this definitely could be quite activating because maybe you have strong realizations about yourself and your values and people in your life, and deciding enough is enough. And that's not always easy. Letting go is not always easy. Change is not always easy. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it all the time, right? We wouldn't get so stuck. So, yeah, so this brings us into the heart chakra. So, if you're experiencing crying and heart palpitations and anything to do with the heart, just work on grounding yourself, giving yourself the love that you need, the support and nourishment that you need on every level, giving yourself love. And if you are going to let go of people from your life, you can do that with love too. Don't look back in anger. So perhaps you've had a journey together with somebody, and but now that journey's coming to an end. And even if you did have a fight or something, you can always find love and gratitude for what you shared. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. We can always find gratitude and we can always find common ground. It doesn't mean that you have to walk any more steps together, but just making sure that any connections to anybody else are in the highest vibration. So not remembering them or connecting with them from a negative place. And it'll be easier to let them go if that's what's happening, if that's what you're deciding. Okay, I'm going to leave this episode here. If you want to hear the rest of it, it's going to be over on Patreon. I just want to take this opportunity to really thank you for listening. I hope that you find it helpful. I'm really grateful for everybody who regularly listens, to all the new people listening, for all the shares and all the likes and all the lovely messages I'm getting. It's been really amazing to connect with people all over the world. I really feel like I'm, starting to get a soul tribe together, which, if you know me, that's a really big deal. So, yeah, thank you. And I wish you so much love, so much abundance, so much clarity over this moon and all the many other moons. As I said, if you want to connect more, you can find out how to do that. And we've got some stuff happening out here in the jungle if you want to come and work with ayahuasca or plant medicines, and just loads of things going on. Lots of things actually going on that I haven't even been able to put on the website. So do feel free to reach out. And lots of people have been reaching out and asking me, can you help me with this? And da-da. And yes, I can. I just haven't had the time to put these things up. So really, I'm kind of coaching people, a lot of people, through their awakening, because it's a pretty tough awakening anytime, but especially now. So yeah, you'll find loads of stuff on the website and on Patreon and wherever else, but it's not all up yet. We've got some new Patreon tiers as well that you might find interesting. I was guided to put all of that up, so it must be for somebody. So yeah, sending you so much love from my heart to yours, and yeah, I hope you can feel that connection. It's like a rainbow, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Just really take care of yourself and sending you loads of love. Hopefully see you over on Patreon for the next part.